Hello, this is Matt Mitchell, Prevention Services Manager with the City of Somerville's Health and Human Services Department, coming to you virtually this year, given some of the concerns with COVID. And we wanted to make sure that you got this information to review so that we are able to share it with others and use it to inform the programming and the work that we're doing. So today I have the data from the 2019-2020 Somerville High School Health Survey results. These results were from the Somerville High School administration of the survey back in February of 2020. So without further ado, I will get us started. Second, just need to share my screen. All right, so as I mentioned, this is the data from the 2019-2020 Somerville High School Health Survey. The survey was conducted in partnership with the Somerville Health Department, Somerville Public Schools, Somerville Police Department, and the Cambridge Health Alliance. In collaboration with Social Science Research and Evaluation, Inc. The survey was administered as a questionnaire in February of 2020 to all Somerville Public School students in grades 9 through 12. The survey was administered in 4 languages: English, Portuguese, Spanish, and Haitian Creole. Luckily, we were one of the few cities or municipalities able to complete our survey this year, as many others had to cancel due to the impacts of COVID-19. The total number of respondents was 680. The number of respondents in each grade is as follows: 9th grade 181, 10th grade 206, 11th grade 147, and 12th grade 136. Background characteristics such as gender, age, grade level, students' use and perceptions of alcohol and tobacco and other drugs, and other health issues such as violence and safety, mental health, sexual behavior, and dietary behavior were asked in the survey. Validity. So research indicates that student responses to such surveys are reasonably accurate, provided that the survey is voluntary and confidential. The Somerville High School survey met all of these conditions. Completed questionnaires were reviewed to identify any frivolous responses, and if they were removed. Many of the items are based on standard and reliable items from surveys that are used across the country and the state, as mentioned here. Results can be generalized only to students who were present when the survey was administered. It may not reflect responses from youth who were chronically absent or were out of school on that day. The Somerville High School survey was conducted since 2002 on every other year, and in between would be the middle school surveys. This report includes data from the surveys collected between 2008 and 2018. So we're going to begin with substance use. This slide shows lifetime substance use in any use in one's lifetime. So the questions about alcohol were preceded by the following instruction. The next questions asked about drinking alcohol. This includes drinking beer, wine, wine coolers, and liquor such as rum, vodka, or whiskey. For these questions, drinking alcohol does not include drinking a few sips of wine for religious purposes. Alcohol is a substance of choice, with 33% of Somerville High School students reporting that they had consumed alcohol in their lifetime. While 1/10 of students reported ever smoking cigarettes, 28% reported that they had used electronic vapor products, such as e-cigarettes, e-cigars, e-pipes, vaping pens, vaping systems like Juul and Fix, etc. And a similar percentage, 24%, reported smoking marijuana. Use of illegal drugs other than marijuana is much lower than with 1% or less reporting ever using cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, steroids, or ecstasy, and 3% reporting using any other illegal drug. 4% of students reported that they had ever taken a prescription drug without a doctor's prescription, such as Oxycontin, Percocet, Vicodin, codeine, Adderall, Ritalin, or Xanax. This is commonly referred to as non-medical use of prescription drugs. This slide shows the lifetime substance use for Somerville High School students by grade. So you see overall the percentage of students who reported ever using substances increased with age/grade between grades 9 and 12. For example, 8% of Somerville 9th graders reported ever using marijuana compared to 37% of 12th graders. This slide shows current substance use for Somerville High School students. So current use is any use in the 30 days prior to the survey. Alcohol and marijuana are the substances of choice, with 14% of Somerville High School students reporting that they consumed alcohol and or used marijuana in the 30 days prior to the survey. 9% of respondents reported binge drinking by consuming 3+ drinks in a row, while 6% consumed 5+ drinks in a row. This means that close to 1/3 of those who drank in the past 30 days engaged in binge drinking at the 3+ level, 64%, and over 1/3 engaged in binge drinking at the 5+ level, 34%. I'm sorry, 43%. Note that the rate of current marijuana use, 14%, is much higher than the current rate of cigarette use, 3%, and higher than current electronic vapor product use, 11%. Current use of illegal drugs other than marijuana is comparatively low. This slide shows the current substance use for Somerville High School students by grade. So the percentage of Somerville High School youth who reported current use of more commonly used substances such as alcohol and marijuana increased with age/grade. For example, the percentage of students who reported current marijuana use increased from 2% in the 9th grade to 24% in 12th grade. This slide shows current substance use for Somerville High School students by gender. Overall, Somerville High School females were slightly more likely than males to report current substance use. For example, 16% of females and 12% of males reported current alcohol use. 13% of females and 10% of males reported current use of electronic vapor products. And 16% of females and 12% of males reported current marijuana use. This slide shows the current substance use for Somerville High School students dating back to 2010. So with the exception of electronic vapor products, there was an overall pattern of continued decline between 2018 and 2020 in current substance use among Somerville High School students, with rates at or below the lowest historical levels observed. For example, current alcohol use decreased from 17% in 2018 to 14% in 2020, below the peak of 33% in 2010. And current marijuana use decreased from 17% to 14%, below the peak of 21% in 2012. Use of electronic vapor products declined from 13% in 2018 to 11% in 2020, after previously increasing from 7% in 2016. Rates of binge alcohol use and cigarette use remained consistent, and levels of current use of illegal drugs other than marijuana remained consistently lower than use of alcohol, tobacco, and vapor products and marijuana, with overall declines over time. This slide shows the current substance use for Massachusetts students in 2019 and Somerville students in 2020. Current use rates for all substances were lower in Somerville than in Massachusetts as a whole, comparing Somerville 2020 to the most recent Massachusetts 2019 data. Alcohol, 30% Massachusetts versus 14% Somerville. Cigarettes, 5% Massachusetts versus 3% Somerville. Electronic vapor products, 32% Massachusetts, 11% Somerville. And marijuana, 26% Massachusetts, 14% Somerville. Comparative data are not available for other substances because the questions were not included in the Massachusetts survey. This slide shows trends in current substance use for Massachusetts and Somerville High School students dating back to 2009-2010. So this chart displays trend data again for Massachusetts High School students, the gray shaded bars, and Somerville High School students, the blue shaded bars. Note that the years of the surveys alternate consecutively by 1 year. In most instances, trends in Somerville are similar to those in Massachusetts as a whole, with levels trending downward. A notable exception at the state level is the increase in electronic vapor product use between 2017, 20%, and 2019, 32%, which was not observed in Somerville, where the rate declined slightly from 13% in 2018 to 11% in 2020. Also, while there has been more consistency in marijuana use among both populations, Somerville data reveal more substantive decreases, including a decline from 2018, 17%, to 2020, 14%. So now we're going to move into issues related to substance use. So this slide shows perceived risk of substance use among Somerville High School students dating back to 2010. Respondents were asked to answer the following question about the use of cigarettes, electronic vapor products, alcohol, marijuana, illegal other drugs other than marijuana, and prescription drugs that are not prescribed to them. How much do you think people risk harming themselves physically or in other ways if they? Displayed are the percentages of students who are answering moderate risk or great risk. The question concerning use of electronic vapor products was added to the survey in 2018, and the question concerning non-medical use of prescription drugs was added in 2016. Overall, the largest percentage of respondents perceive use of illegal drugs other than marijuana and non-medical use of prescription drugs as a moderate or great risk, 85% respectively in 2020. followed by smoking 1 or more packs of cigarettes per day, 80%, using electronic vapor products, 77%, taking 1 to 2 drinks of alcohol nearly every day, 66%, and smoking marijuana regularly, 57%. The perceived harm of most substance use has declined somewhat, most notably for regular marijuana use, which has decreased overall from 73% in 2010 to 57% in 2020. A notable exception is a substantive increase in perceived harm of electronic vapor products use from 54% in 2018 to 77% in 2020. This slide reviews the perceived ease of obtaining substances among Somerville High School students. So respondents were asked to answer the following question about obtaining cigarettes, electronic vapor products, alcohol, marijuana, etc. If you wanted to get the following substance, how easy would it be for you to get some? Displayed here are the percentage of respondents who answered sort of easy or very easy. These questions were added to the survey in 2018. Electronic vapor products are perceived as the easiest substance to obtain, followed by alcohol, marijuana, and cigarettes, while illegal drugs other than marijuana and non-prescribed drugs are considered harder to acquire. While the percentage of respondents who found it easy to obtain most substances declined between 2018 and 2020, more respondents found it easy to obtain electronic vapor products in 2020, 63%, compared to 2018, 57%. This slide shows the perceived parental disapproval of substance use among Somerville High School students dating back to 2010. So respondents were asked to answer the following question in regards to how their parents would view their use of X substance. Questioning said, how wrong do your parents feel it would be for you to? And then displayed here are the percentage of respondents who answered wrong or very wrong. The question concerning use of electronic vapor products was added to the survey in 2018, and the question concerning non-medical use of prescription drugs was added in 2016. Overall, most respondents felt that their parents would not approve of their substance use. The largest percentage of respondents perceived parental disapproval of their use of illegal drugs other than marijuana, 93% in 2020, followed by non-medical use of prescription drugs, 91%, smoking cigarettes, 90%, using electronic vapor products, 89%, smoking marijuana, 82%, and drinking alcohol regularly is 80%. While perceived parental disapproval of substance use has shown little historical change prior to 2020, perceived parental disapproval of most substance use declined in 2020 to the lowest levels observed. An exception was a slight increase in perceived parental disapproval of use of electronic vapor products, 87% in 2018, 89% in 2020. This slide shows the exposure to substance use at home among Somerville High School students. So Somerville High School students were asked if they live with someone who either smokes cigarettes, cigars, or a pipe, uses electronic vapor products, they think drinks too much alcohol, smokes marijuana, uses illegal drugs other than marijuana, and or uses prescription drugs that are not prescribed to them. The question concerning use of electronic vapor products, again, was added in 2018, and the question concerning non-medical use of prescription drugs was added in 2016. 2020 respondents were most likely to report living with someone who smokes cigarettes, 17%, followed by someone who smokes marijuana, 14%, followed by someone they think drinks too much, 13%, followed by someone who uses electronic tobacco, 12%, and someone who uses illegal drugs other than marijuana and or prescription drugs that were not prescribed to them at 2% respectively. Overall levels of exposure to substance use at home have declined somewhat since 2010, most notably exposure to cigarette use, which declined from 34% in 2010 to 17% in 2020. Exposure to someone who smokes marijuana has remained relatively consistent, while there was an increase in exposure to electronic vapor products, up from 9% in 2018 to 12% in 2020. Okay, so now we'll transition to another section of the survey, which involves the violence and safety questions. So here is a representation of the percent of Somerville High School students who experienced family or personal violence in the past 12 months, dating back to 2010. The data illustrate family and personal violence related to experiences that respondents reported happened to them at least once in the past 12 months. 14% of 2020 Somerville High School students reported being verbally or emotionally abused by a family member. 8% reported witnessing family violence. 8% were also mistreated by someone who they thought, they were mistreated by someone who thought they weren't masculine or feminine enough. 6% were sexually harassed in school, 2% had physically or sexually been hurt by a date, and 2% were a member of a gang. Available trend data reveal overall decreases since 2010 in most violence-related experiences among Somerville youth with recent consistency. Of note is the decline in 2020 in the percentage of respondents who reported being sexually harassed in school, reversing the peak rate of 10% in 2018. Comparative data from Massachusetts is currently not available. We're still working to get more on that when they release it. And for gender violence-related experiences varied in 2020. Verbal or emotional abuse, 10% males versus 18% of females. Witnessed family violence, 9% males, 6% females. Mistreated for being perceived as not masculine or feminine enough, 9% males, 14% females. Sexually harassed in school, 4% males, 8% females. Being a gang member, 3% male, 0.3% females. And hurt by a date, 0.9% males, 3% females. Overall, rates increase with age and grade. And you can see that here as well. And we should get these slides to you before this meeting as well. This slide shows the violence and safety related experiencing occurring in the past 30 days, including carrying a weapon, stayed home from school in fear, or in the past 12 months in a physical fight, most detailing experiences that occurred both at school and when not at home. All available comparative data are highlighted here. So for on and off school property, respondents reported that weapon carrying and fighting were more likely to occur when they were away from school than when they were at school. Available trend data revealed increases between 2018 to 2020 in these issues among Somerville youth, reversing declines previously observed. Comparisons, rates of these issues were similar among 2020 Somerville and 2019 Massachusetts youth, with a notably higher rate of staying home out of fear in Somerville. Carried a weapon on school property, 2% Massachusetts, 2% Somerville. Stayed home from school out of fear of safety, 6% Mass, 9% Somerville. In a physical fight at school, 6% Mass, 5% Somerville. And this information for Massachusetts was taken from the 2019 Massachusetts Youth Risk Behavior Survey. For gender, males were more likely than females to report behaviors related to weapons carrying and fighting, while females were more likely to report staying home from school out of fear of safety. For grade, reports of these issues vary inconsistently across ages and grades. And here's some of the comparisons for the Massachusetts surveys. Here, in contrast to safety concerns and fighting, respondents were slightly more likely to report being bullied when they were in school than when they were not in school. 12% of Somerville High School students reported that they had been bullied in school in the 12 months prior to the survey, compared to 10% who were bullied when they were not in school. 12% had been bullied electronically, cyberbullied, in that period through texting, email, or social media like Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. 29% of Somerville High School students reported that they saw someone else bullied in school in the 12 months prior to the survey. The trend rates of being bullied have declined since 2020, with slight declines in 2020. Bullied in school, 13% in 2018 versus 12% in 2020. Bullied when not in school, 11% in 2018 versus 10% in 2020. Bullied electronically, 13% in 2018, 12% in 2020. While observed bullying has also decreased since 2010, there was a slight increase between 2018 and 2020 in the percentage who saw someone else being bullied in school, 27% versus 29%. Comparison rates of being bullied at school, 16% Massachusetts and 12% Somerville. And electronically, 14% Mass, 12% Somerville, are slightly higher than Massachusetts students. Massachusetts data, again, came from the 2019 Massachusetts Youth Risk Behavior Survey. Sorry, we skipped ahead there. Female students were more likely than males to report each of these bullying experiences. Bullying in school, 10% males, 12% females. Bullied when not in school, 7% males, 12% females. Bullied electronically, 7% males, 15% females. And saw someone else bullied in school, 29% males, 30% females. The percentage of students who reported bullied varied with age and grade. And that looks like those bullied in school, 12% in 9th grade, 12% in 10th grade, 10% in 11th grade, and 12% in 12th grade. Bullied when not in school, 11%, 12%, 8%, 8% respectively. Bullied electronically, 14%, 12%, 10%, 9% respectively. and saw someone else bullied in school, 22%, 33%, 28%, 32% respectively. So this graph shows the respondents who saw someone else bullied in school in 12 months prior to the survey, and they were asked how they responded the last time it happened. Multiple responses were possible. Respondents were generally most likely to report not doing anything, just seeing it happen, followed by offering support to the person being bullied, trying to get the person or people doing it to stop, telling a school adult, and or taking part in the bullying. While the proportion of students reporting each of these responses have remained fairly consistently over time, there were decreases between 2018 and 2020 in the percentage of those who tried to stop the bullying, 53% in 2018 versus 41% in 2020, and who offered support to the person being bullied, 58% in 2018 versus 50% in 2020, as well as increases in the percentage who just watched it happen, 56% in 2018 and 63% in 2020, and or took part in the bullying, 5% in 2018, 7% in 2020. On a positive note, the percentage who told a trusted school adult about the incident has been increasing since 2014, 16%, 20%, 24%, 27% respectively. Females were more likely than males to actively intervene in bullying that they observed and offered support to the victim, but there was little difference by gender in the other responses. Took part in the bullying, 6% males, 7% females. Did nothing, 63% males, 64% females. Tried to get the person or people to stop doing the bullying, 38% males, 43% females. Offered support to the person being bullied, 41% males, 57% females. Or told a teacher or a counselor or another adult at school, 27% males and 27% females. Now we'll transition to mental health. So the first graph here we have is the percent of Somerville High School students who worry about issues fairly often or very often. So in 2020, Somerville High School students reported worrying about school issues, about school issues, 59%, followed by appearance issues, 35%, social issues, 31%, and family issues, 26%. Concern about these issues has remained largely consistent since 2010, with slight decreases between 2018 and 2020. School issues, 64% versus 59%. Social issues, 33% versus 31%. Appearance issues, 35% for both. And family issues, 30% versus 26%. Female students in 2020 were more likely than males to report frequent worrying about each of these issues. School issues, 49% males, 69% females. Social issues, 25% males, 35% females. Appearance issues, 22% males, 46% females. And family issues, 18% males, 34% females. For grade, frequent worrying varied among age and grade. School issues from 9th grade to 12th grade went 48, 69, 68, 51. Social issues, 25, 33, 36, 31. Appearance issues, 32, 40, 32, 37. And family issues, 20, 27, 28, 29, respectively. Here, this shows the mental health concerns among Somerville High School students. So close to half of 2020 Somerville High School students, 46% reported experiencing anxiety in the 30 days prior to the survey. In the 12 months prior, 35% reported experiencing depression, 14% hurt themselves on purpose, 14% seriously considered suicide, and 5% attempted suicide. While suicidality rates among Somerville High School students remain largely consistent, rates of reported anxiety and depression have increased since 2016. Reported anxiety, 37% in 2016, 41% in 2018, and 46% in 2020. Reported depression, 31% in 2016, 34% in 2018, 35% in 2020. Hurt self on purpose, 14% consistently among the 3 years, 2016, 18, and 20. And then seriously considered suicide, 12% in 2016, 17% in 2018, and 14% in 2020. And then attempted suicide, 5% across each of the 16, 18, and 20 years. While the rate of reported depression among 2020 Somerville High School students was similar to the rate among 2019 Massachusetts high school students, rates of suicidal ideation and behavior were below state averages. Depression, 34% in Mass, 35% in Somerville. Hurt self on purpose, the Massachusetts data are not available. Seriously considered suicide, 18% Massachusetts, 14% Somerville. Attempted suicide, 7% Mass, 5% Somerville. And the Massachusetts data again came from the 2019 Massachusetts Youth Risk Behavior Survey. For gender, female Somerville High School students were more likely than male counterparts to have reported each of these issues in 2020. Reported anxiety, 30% males, 61% females. Reported depression, 25% males, 44% females. Hurt self on purpose, 8% males, 17% females. Seriously considered suicide, 11% males, 15% females. And attempted suicide, 4% males, 6% females. So this slide shows the percent of Somerville High School students who sought support when experiencing a mental health concern. So 33% of the 2020 Somerville High School students, reported experiencing depression and or considering suicide in the past 12 months, said that they met with a school counselor during that time for mental health support. 33% met with a therapist with or without their family, and 18% took prescribed medication. All responses possible. Of those 2020 Somerville High School students who reported that they had attempted suicide in the past 12 months, 36% spoke with a trusted adult about it. There were slight increases between 2018 and 2020 in support access by those who experienced depression and or considered suicide. Although the percentage of those who attempted suicide who spoke with a trusted adult about their attempt, 36%, remained below the 2016 rate of 50%. Somerville 2020 females who experienced depression and or considered suicide were more likely than males to report accessing adult supports during that time, while males who attempted suicide were more likely to speak to a trusted adult about the attempt. Met with a school counselor, 29% males, 34% females. Met with a therapist, 29% males, 32% females. Took prescription medication prescribed to them, 15% males, 18% females. Spoke with a trusted adult about a suicide attempt, 40% males, 36% females. So now we'll transition to sexual behavior. So this slide here shows the percent of Somerville High School students who have ever had sexual intercourse, total and by grade. So 29% of all 2020 Somerville High School students reported ever having sexual intercourse, 14% of 9th graders, 28% of 10th graders, 34% of 11th graders, and 44% of 12th graders. Rates of lifetime sexual intercourse in 2020 continue to decline, observed since 2010, 48% in 2010, 45% in 2012, 37% in 2014, 33% in 2016, 30% in 2018, and 29% in 2020. Rates of lifetime sexual intercourse among 2020 Somerville High School students were below 2019 Massachusetts rates, both overall, 37% Mass, 29% Somerville, and by grade, 10th grade an exception. 9th grade, 18% Mass, 14% Somerville. 10th grade, 27% Mass, 28% Somerville. 11th grade, 44% Mass, 34% Somerville. And 12th grade, 61% Mass, 44% Somerville. The same percentage of 2020 Somerville High School males and females reported ever having sexual intercourse, 29% respectively. The percentage of Somerville students who reported having sexual intercourse increased with age and grade, 14% in 9th grade to 44% in 12th grade. Here we show the percent of sexually active Somerville High School students who used a condom at the last time they had sex, total and by grade. So of those 2020 Somerville High School students who reported ever having sexual intercourse, 57 reported using a condom the last time they did so. The percentage of sexually active Somerville High School students who reported that they or their partner used a condom the last time they had sexual intercourse remained consistent in 2020 at the lowest rate observed since 2010. 68% in 2010, 68% in 2012, 71% in 2014, 60% in 2016, 57% in 2018, and 57% in 2020. A higher percentage of 2020 Somerville High School students, 57%, than 2019 Massachusetts students, 51%, reported using a condom at their last sexual intercourse. And this pattern held across grades. Ninth grade Massachusetts data is not available. 10th grade wasn't available as well. But for 11th grade, 50% Mass and 55% Somerville. And 12th grade, 46% Mass and 51% Somerville. Somerville High School males, 59% were somewhat more likely than females, 55%, to report that they or their partner used a condom the last time they had intercourse. The percentage of Somerville High School students who reported using a condom during their last sexual intercourse declined overall across grades and was lowest amongst the 12th grade population, 51%. Now we'll transition to weight and physical activity. Here, the slide shows the perception of body weight by Somerville High School students total and by gender. So 17% of 2020 Somerville High School students described themselves as underweight, 48% as about the right weight, and 35% as overweight. 11% of Somerville High School females described themselves as underweight, compared to 20% of males. 45% as about the right weight, compared to 52% of males, and 44% as overweight, compared to 24% of males. The percentage of Somerville High School students who describe themselves as overweight has remained largely consistent. 32% in 2010, 32% in 2012, 33% in 2014, 33% in 2016, 33% in 2018, and 35% in 2020. Somerville 2020 high school students, 35%, were slightly more likely than 2019 Massachusetts high school students, 33%, to describe themselves as overweight. The percentage of 2020 Somerville High School students who describe themselves as overweight decreased somewhat with age and grade. 40% 9th grade, 34% 10th grade, 33% 11th grade, and 33% 12th grade. This slide shows the percent of Somerville High School students reporting attempts to change their weight, total and by gender. So 18% of 2020 Somerville High School students reported that they were trying to gain weight, 32% were not doing anything or trying to stay the same weight, and 50% were trying to lose weight. Somerville High School males were more likely than females to report that they were trying to gain weight, 27% males, 8% females, while females were far more likely to report trying to lose weight, 42% males, 61% females. And both were almost equally likely to report trying to stay the same weight, 31% males, 32% females. The overall percentage of Somerville High School students who reported that they were trying to lose weight has remained largely consistent and close to 50% over time. 48% in 2010, 48% in 2012, 48% in 2014, 44% in 2016, 50% in 2018, and 50% in 2020. A higher percentage of 2020 Somerville 50%, a higher percentage of 2020 Somerville students, 50%, than 2019 Massachusetts students, 46%, reported that they were trying to lose weight. The percentage of 2020 Somerville High School students who reported that they were trying to lose weight varied only slightly with age and grade. 48% 9th grade, 53% 10th grade, 46% 11th grade, and 52% 12th grade. This slide shows the recommended level of physical activity among Somerville High School students in the past 7 days. So 39% of Somerville High School students reported engaging in 60 or more minutes of physical activity on at least 5 of the prior 7 days, which is the recommended level of activity. Physical activity was defined in the survey as participating in physical activities that increase your heart rate and made them breathe hard some of the time. While the percent of Somerville High School students who reported engaging in the recommended level of physical activity decreased from 44% in 2018 to 39% in 2020, levels have remained at approximately 40% over time. The 2020 Somerville rate of reported physical activity, 39%, is below the Massachusetts 2019 high school average, 43%. Somerville males were more likely than females to report engaging in this level of activity, 47% males, 31% females. The percentage of Somerville High School students who reported engaging in the recommended level of physical activity was highest among 9th graders, with lower but fairly consistent levels in other grades. 43% in 9th grade, 36% in 10th grade, 37% in 11th grade, and 39% in 12th grade. And the last category we'll talk about is the percent of Somerville High School students reporting potential protective factors in regards to resiliency. So here the slide shows, while the Somerville survey focused on many risk behaviors, it also contains items designed to measure the strength of certain protective factors, such as social supports and community attachment. The percentage of Somerville High School students who reported community involvement and access to adult social supports remained relatively consistent between 2018 and 2020, although participation in extracurricular activities declined. Volunteer work, 36% to 35%, extracurricular activities, 76% to 71%, school adult confidant, 68% to 68%, and family adult confidant, 75% to 77%. Rates of these positive factors by gender were largely similar. Volunteering, 33% males, 36 females. Participating in extracurricular activities, 71% males, 70% females. Having a school adult confidant, 66% males, 70% females. And having a family adult confidant, 76% males, 79% females. The percentage of Somerville High School students who reported these factors varied with age and grade, with a notable increase with age and grade in connection to a school adult confidant. Volunteer work, 26% in 9th grade, 21% for 10th grade, 41% for 11th grade, and 33% for 12th grade. Extracurricular activities, 73, 68, 74, 68, respectively. Teacher and or other school confidant, 58%, 65%, 71%, 82%, respectively. And or parent or other family adult confidant, 80%, 73%, 79%, 78%, respectively. And that is the end of our presentation. I'm going to stop sharing my video now and come back. Hello, everyone. So now we will make sure that this video gets to you guys, and I will get on the agenda for the school committee to answer any questions that you guys may have. So again, thank you very much for having me, and I hope this information is helpful and useful for you guys as much as it's going to be for us in regards to our programming and how we are going to shape the way that we do our work. So again, I'm Matt Mitchell, Prevention Services Manager with the City of Somerville. As you can see, there's some links here that you can connect with us on. So Facebook at Somerville Cares, Instagram at Somerville Prevention, and our YouTube page, City of Somerville Prevention Services, which is where we post primarily the most of our content in regards to education and awareness about various substances. So take care and be well. Thank you.